So I had a few different stories I wanted to go over and review, read a little bit about, maybe talk about a little bit, and also something I really want to share with you all about what I'm seeing happening right now and what I'm getting prepared for in the future that we're going to see probably a whole lot more of as we approach the end of 2023 and kick off 2024 with some major changes that are happening. And I'm gonna tell you guys about that at the end of the video. But the first one here is from Finbold, and it's the biggest bull run ever looms as Bitcoin, or for Bitcoin, as this indicator reappears after 8 years. Bitcoin, BTC, has surged above $37,000, reaching its highest price in 18 months, driven by growing optimism that regulators may soon approve the first spot Bitcoin exchange traded fund, or ETF. And following this rally, historical data signal the possibility of the asset initiating a major bull run. So that's good news, okay? That's good news if folks are paying attention to what's being said and are making plans and preparations for that, but also being smart about their investment choices and potentially, or more than likely, who they're aligning with in regard to cryptocurrency investments. Cryptocurrency is inherently very, very dangerous. And if you don't know any better, you could lose your ass. Now, another one here is out of New York. It says the FBI seizes electronic devices of NYC Mayor Eric Adams. Now, the article has a caption here beneath his picture: FBI seizes electronic devices of NYC Mayor Eric Adams. The mayor's office confirmed that the FBI confiscated electronic devices on Monday amid a probe into whether NYC Mayor Eric Adams' campaign has received illegal foreign donations from Turkey. The mayor's office confirmed that the seizure took place on Monday. The mayor has denied any wrongdoing, and as a former member of law enforcement, I expect all members of my staff to follow the law and fully cooperate with any sort of investigation, and I'll continue to do exactly that. I have nothing to hide, is what he said in a statement. It says that the FBI previously searched the home of Brianna Suggs, Adams' main fundraiser. The investigation seeks to determine whether the mayor's campaign receives illegal foreign donations from Turkey, with a Brooklyn construction company as a conduit, is what sources are telling the news. Now, in the spirit of transparency and cooperation, this behavior was immediately and proactively reported to investigators. The mayor has been and remains committed to cooperating in the matter. On Monday night, the FBI approached the mayor after an event. The mayor immediately complied with the FBI's request and provided them with electronic devices. The mayor has not been accused of any wrongdoing and continues to cooperate with the investigation. That's what Johnson said in a statement. Now, investigators came to Adams after an event Monday evening to ask for all devices that he had on his person, including an iPad and a phone. And a source familiar with the matter that's what they told him. And later, the mayor's office turned over more devices. So, interesting situation there. But some of these campaigns probably need a little bit more investigations to them as far as the legitimacy of them and some of their funding or possible wrongdoing or motives. Another one here, though, is a little bit off the normal beaten path here, but I think it's important we discuss, from Jalopnik, which I really like reading their articles. And it says that if you bought a Tesla 1 year ago, it has lost as much as $40,000 in value. And one Model S Plaid driver lost $4.19 per mile just in depreciation. One of the quotes it starts off with is, "Buying a car today is an investment into the future. I think the most profound thing is that if you buy a Tesla today, I believe you're buying an appreciating asset, not a depreciating asset," according to Elon Musk. And that's what he said back in 2019, which, if I was the manufacturer of an automobile or car company or selling anything really, yeah, I would want to convince my target market potential consumers and shoppers and customers that whatever they were buying was going to be an appreciating asset, but to each their own. But it says, like many of his bold vision statements, which has continually been proven wrong every minute of every day since, hundreds of thousands of Tesla buyers have driven tens of thousands of dollars of value out of their cars. The world's most successful electric automaker has been completely dicking over its customers for the last year by dramatically dropping prices across the board. Hundreds of thousands of Tesla cars all over the country and indeed the world have completely tanked in value. After a continual upward trend in pricing across 2022, the Texas-based company has been dropping prices left and right in 2023 in attempts to keep demand for new vehicles high. The Tesla buyers have been feeling the pinch as they watch the brand new price of their second most expensive asset get squeezed as a result of the new prices coming down and new incentives being introduced for which they were not eligible. Used prices have tanked and these buyers are more upside down in their cars than previously thought possible. A new Model X dual motor buyer today is paying $41,000 less than someone who bought the same car this time last year. A Model S dual motor is pretty much similar to its X counterpart, and it was originally $104,990, and the price has dropped to just $74,990 today. Car Guru says a used 2023 is worth around $71,000, but the least expensive example I could find was just $68,986. So, bought 1 year ago, the seller is prepared to lose at least $36,000 for the privilege, and essentially, that's just going to destroy the secondhand used car market for Tesla, and potentially, in my opinion, create huge skepticism in future purchases of new Teslas for anybody today, knowing what could possibly come around the corner tomorrow or next year, and seeing the price of new Teslas dropping below what they used to be, further depreciating your investment or your asset even further. And it says, how about the less expensive and more popular Teslas? The Model Y is the best-selling EV in history and is constantly shifting new units. And a year ago, a new Model Y long-range all-wheel drive cost $65,990, but today it'll run you just $48,990. And the recently introduced Model Y rear-wheel drive is $5,000 fewer still. And Car Guru says an average Model Y long-range all-wheel drive is $46,000 on the used market, while I found the lowest price example was $43,165, accounting for a loss of at least $22,825. So if you keep in mind that this doesn't account for finance, interest, taxes, title fees, licensing fees, insurance, electricity, maintenance, or insurance costs, it's even more of a loss. And it doesn't really take all of that math to come to the conclusion either that Tesla has delivered 405,278 cars to new owners in Q4 of 2022, and by dropping the prices on each and every car sold since then, the company has collectively cost its customer base billions of dollars. For the sake of argument, if all those cars were the best case scenario Model 3 rear-wheel drive with no options, paid for in cash, and sold a year later at the average $37,000 price, that's a $9,990 loss. On 278,000 cars, Tesla's price drops cost the global economy a collective $4.05 billion. So, thanks, Elon. Yeah, crazy stuff here, folks. One more, and we'll call it for the day. And that is a story similar to stories we've heard in the past, but a new take on it. It says, Paradise Lost. South Florida seniors struggling to keep roof over their heads due to rising housing costs. No surprise there, really. But what I don't see yet are home values dropping and plummeting like Tesla car prices have year over year, which will then introduce a similar situation of depreciation and financial loss for millions of people, similar to automobiles, but in real estate. However, the article says Florida's housing crisis is putting the state's most vulnerable population at risk. While seniors should be enjoying their retirement, some are fighting homelessness and struggling to keep a roof over their heads. And here's Karen Hensel with our special assignment series, Paradise Lost. The golden years, that is what 82-year-old Gustavo Medrano and his wife were looking forward to when they moved to Century Village in Pembroke Pines 2 years ago. Gustavo Medrano says, "I came here to relax. These are the last days of my life. I don't know how long I'm going to be here." But golden is not how he would describe his life now. He's afraid his money will run out because of increases in his monthly condo fees. He says that they want to charge his $200 increase, supposedly because of the insurance companies. And like many seniors, he lives on Social Security, and the $200 a month monthly increase is stretching him and his budget to the limit. He says, "I'm thinking all the time, what am I going to do? I'm going to the end of the money that I'm getting." And rising rent forced another, James Blair, and his wife out of their Miami apartment. And the challenge was finding an affordable place to go after that. And James Blair says that you call the government or all these places, and they got a year to a 5-year waiting list. Some of them want you to pay an app fee up front, and you're still looking at 1 or 2 years to wait. Well, hell, you could die before you got in, right? He finally found an apartment that's less expensive, but a whole lot smaller. And he says, we'll be divesting ourselves of a lot of different things just to have a place to live. Many seniors are finding their incomes are not keeping up with the rising housing costs. And Max Rothman, Alliance for Aging, said, the percentage of income that an older person, and they're on fixed income too, is spending on housing is well over 30% of their income. And 72-year-old Robert Noel Earl knows that firsthand, as he was forced to live on the streets of Broward County for nearly 3 months. And he said, the formerly homeless man says, "I was nervous, scared. I fought the rain, the bugs." His Social Security benefits were enough to buy food, but a place to live was out of the question, it was out of reach. And he says that they told me the rent is $1,000 or better. And I said, I'm not going to be able to stand that because I wasn't making that much money. So he camped out on the front lawn of his soup kitchen, and he's not alone. Seniors make up at least 15% of Broward's homeless population, and in Miami-Dade, they are at least 20%. Jacob Torner, the task force for ending homelessness, says not only are we seeing a rise in the age of people who are experiencing homelessness, but we're seeing more and more seniors fall into homelessness, specifically here in Broward County. The task force for ending homelessness was able to find a place for Robert to live, but all the agencies across South Florida that are designed to help seniors are being burdened by the sheer number of people who are in crisis. And Max Rothman says, housing doesn't turn up overnight. It's a slow process, and some people are facing eviction tomorrow. It is a sad and frightening reality for so many. The skyrocketing cost of housing has many thinking South Florida is no longer an affordable place to live, and that paradise truly is lost. And that's sad and extremely unfortunate. And South Florida is expensive. I mean, Florida in general, I think almost everywhere really is getting extremely out of hand with the rising cost of living and how wages aren't keeping up. And if you are living and relying on a fixed income based primarily and solely on Social Security retirement, then yeah, it's going to be an intense struggle, which I see it growing, and it's a growing trend. And this is why I am creating a series of videos that I'm going to be uploading to the channel, and I'll link them so you guys can watch them, and I'll put them in the description down below. But I think that these are going to be vital and extremely important. Members are going to have total access to all this information, and feel free to engage and ask questions, and I'll be responding over there. And at the end of the day, I'm seeing the change. I'm seeing the shift. Okay. And there are some topics and talking points and discussions that some people would prefer not to have on this platform. And there's good reason for it too. And I'm going to explain that in great detail. So check the links in the description. Come on over, check out the videos. These are going to be helpful and informative videos to hopefully get people onto a much better track towards a brighter future, despite all the challenges that we know we are facing and some that we don't even know are out there coming for us just yet. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoy this content, please smash that like button, consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys real soon. Bye.